They have just drip marketed Moze, and he looks most attractive. Alright, that was bad. I apologize. Hello, internet, and welcome to another episode of doggoyaps. It's a series where I yap. But today, though, I have something interesting to talk about because I think we should be saving for characters like Moze. Now, firstly, let's break down the guy, though. Design-wise, 10 out of 10. I would not expect this to be a 4-star. He looks straight up a 5-star, right? He also has one of the sickest one-liners. I am only silent because I do not wish to speak. Like, god damn. But regardless, though, today I'll be trying to break down whether or not you should be looking forward to a character like Moze or some other characters they've drip marketed as well. And let us start. Firstly, to take a look at Moze, he's of the hunt path and of the lightning element. This is the first of its kind with no other characters that has the similar path and element combination ever. This already makes Moze a pretty unique character. And we know that with Honkai genre, a lot of the times they will make enemies weak to certain elements based on their banners or based on the new characters. Or if they don't, chances are they'll add ignore element to certain characters like say Shui or say Firefly. But those are all up to speculation. We'll see how his kit turned out to be. And in the end, he's also only a 4-star. I think a lot of us will have a shot at getting Moze, which is just so good. He looks like a final boss, man. But to take a look at the current meta, though, we're currently still in a break meta, where most of the strongest teams and the current enemies' weak points being able to break them, which is why Firefly, Ranmei, Harmony Trailblazer are all so strong. So for a character like Moze, which is on a hunt path characters like say Dan Heng that we have, or say Silo that we have, are all mostly single target specialists. On top of that, they also tend to get a lot more turns. We got Dan Heng that takes extra turn, along with Silo as well that takes a bunch of extra turns. However, sadly though, in today's meta at least, hunt characters simply isn't that insane. If you have a Ranmei Firefly team, they're just gonna wipe out any enemies in this current version, which that would make you think Moze may not be that exciting of a character, but that may be false, because 2 days ago they drip marketed another character with Feixiao. Look at you. In terms of characteristics, we know that you will be from the Luofu based on the fact that you got fox ears and all, right? And the reason why we relate Moze with Feixiao is that Feixiao is also from the hunt path. Now, based on previous patterns, the enemies in the version will be somewhat catered towards the banner characters or just new characters, right? With what we've just seen, which is the current meta, where everyone has their Achilles heel being broken by a break effect team. So the fact that they've drip marketed Feixiao with Moze as well, both being the hunt path, that may mean the start of a new meta where hunt path characters could be starting to get really strong, which is why, in my opinion, they are worth looking forward to. Of course, any absolute decision will be made after we see their official kit. But anyways, let's take a deeper look to Feixiao though. As a 5-star character from the hunt path and of the wind element, she's the first 5-star variant of its kind, with Dan Heng being the only 4-star variant of the same element and path. Now, there are a lot that we can speculate about where Feixiao could just be the standard hunt path character, where they're designed to attack single target enemies and take multiple turns while doing so. There's always a chance though for holdovers to say, change a certain path and make them totally busted. We've seen that with Disruption Path, where characters like Firefly is just straight up good against single target anyway. So perhaps with the introduction of Feixiao and Moze, we might see hunt path getting a bit better in terms of usability. Now, it's not to say they are not usable currently, it's just that there are a lot of multiple target enemies, which makes your options for good hunt path characters to use not that big. Now, surprisingly, Silo, which is a really old character, can still be used in today's meta without an issue at all, but a lot of the 4-star hunt path characters are struggling. Another hunt path character like Dr. Ratio is also working just as fine, especially in a follow-up attack team, so I'm pretty confident with the introduction of 2 new hunt characters, the path of the hunt may get some love now. Which is why, in my opinion, if you have all of your characters ready and you have a team for any modes, it could be worth trying to save for characters like these in welcoming perhaps a new playstyle with the hunt path. Now again, actual decisions will wait until their official kits are released though. But in terms of just design though, Feixiao is one of the most uniquely designed characters I've seen. As for Moze as well, his outfit goes hard, dude. But these 2 characters aside, there are one other character that has just been recently drip marketed, which is Lingsha. Now, unlike the previous 2, Lingsha is of the abundance path and is of the fire element. Now, she's also a 5-star as well, and the first thing to take a look at is just the designs. She looks like a pretty generic cute girl for sure. However though, if you read her description, she's a Viadra, and again, that's in relation to the Luofu, much like Feixiao. As a Viadra healer, will he surpass Bailu, another Viadra healer? Probably, yeah, absolutely. In fact, in any case though, with the case of Lingsha, based on previous patterns, we can see that the abundance or the sustain slot rather are all taking a direction where they are no longer just healers. They're either half harmony characters, half debuffers, or even half damage dealers. So with a character like Lingsha, it wouldn't be unexpected at all if she turns out to be one of the best sustained supports for a certain playstyle. And in my opinion, with the new hunt path characters being released, Lingsha may be one of the characters where she is a really good healer, and on top of that, helps out the new characters that gets released along with her. Now, there's also another possibility of her just being a good support for another archetype of teams, say the erudition teams. Again, we'll have to wait for the official kits released though. However, what we can extrapolate from this is that for newer players players, Lingsha will be one of the top priorities if her kit turns out to be a really good healing kit, which based on past experience, every single sustain they've released so far are all really strong. Even the 4-stars, we got Gallagher. Hence why if you're a newer player, you should definitely consider Lingsha. A sustain is always the first type of character that you need in order to beat any mode in the game, because remember, if you die, you ain't alive. Crazy, I know. And with that marks the end of the drip market of characters that are released recently. But when we take a look at what has happened beforehand, we are introduced with Yunli. Yunli will be coming into the game first and should be introduced with the coming special program. However though, looking at the paths and elements, currently we have such a strong destruction path character in Firefly. If Yunli is able to match the strength for say Firefly, then she will be one of the most insane characters as well. And on top of that is Jiaoqiu, a nihillity 5-star character of the fire element. Now for this person is pretty interesting because the nihillity path is probably one of the most confusing paths of all of Honkai genre. The undisputed top damage dealer in the game right now is of the nihillity path, namely Acheron. But then there are so many archetypes of nihillity characters like say Kafka, which is a dot DPS mainly. But then we have someone like Sirolf or Pella, which is a defense reducer that's also from the nihillity path. Only the special program would know what Jiaoqiu would turn out to be. Are they gonna make him mainly a debuffer that reduces enemies defense or say increases your damage dealt? Or are they just turning Jiaoqiu into Acheron number 2? There's always a chance of him just being say Kafka's best friend with a burn died, or heck, he could even be a healer because based on the description, he's a Feixiao healer. So what we have here is a ball of confusion where technically he's a healer, but he's not from the abundance path. But then the nihillity path also has someone like Acheron, which is straight up a damage dealer nuke. So it does make people wonder what in the crud does Jiaoqiu do, which we'll see in the special program. But regardless though, I'll have to point out that the nihillity path is basically the path that does kind of everything. We have tons of dot characters like Kafka with Gaigui Knifen. We have 2 defense reducer in Pella and Sirolf. From a nuclear weapon Acheron. I wonder what's up next. Maybe the best sustain in the game, but it's the nihillity path, huh? But in any case though, he is a Feixiao healer, which definitely means we're going back for the Sanjo for quite a while actually. All the drip marketed characters currently mostly relate to the Luofu. But in any case though, the special programs tomorrow, we'll see whether if Jiaoqiu or Yunli is truly worth going for. But for the recent drip marketing though, with Hunt Path being one of the focus, I am excited to see how the meta would change. It's mostly speculation, but I think Hunt Path will finally get some love after being overshadowed by a lot of other teams that utilizes say destruction path like Firefly that we have currently. A change in meta is always good, and I will actually say that for Honkai genre, they are doing a pretty good job at making sure that all of the characters are very much still usable. So with the release of a couple of new Hunt Path characters, I'm hoping to see it getting even more balanced, where no matter who you build, as long as you love playing with them, you will be able to beat any mode in the game. That for me will be the best case scenario. Let me know who are you guys going to be pulling for. I think no matter what happens, we should be saving our summits. Considering I believe a lot of people are not going for Jade, you guys should hopefully be well equipped to pull for whoever that comes your way. Do share what your plan is in the comments down below. I would love to see it. And that'll be all. Take care.